Welcome back to the Kozy English podcast. I'm Ethan, and today we're sitting down to talk about something that I think is the single biggest frustration for almost every English learner I meet.
Oh, I know exactly what you're thinking of, Ethan. It's that silent fluency trap. It's that feeling of being a genius when you listen, but feeling like a total beginner the moment you open your mouth to speak.
Exactly. It's so common. You can watch a whole movie, you understand the jokes, you follow the plot, but then someone asks you a simple question like, "What do you think about this?" And your brain just freezes.
It's like your brain is a library where all the books are organized perfectly, but the librarian has gone on vacation and locked the door. You know the words are in there, but you just can't get them out in time.
That's a perfect way to put it. It's actually a scientific thing called the input-output gap. Today, we really wanted to sit down and chat about why this happens and give you guys some real cozy ways to bridge that gap.
I think the first thing we have to realize is that listening and speaking are two completely different skills. It's like sports, right? You can watch 1,000 hours of professional tennis. You know the rules, you know what a good serve looks like. But does that mean you can walk onto the court and hit an ace?
No way. Because watching is passive, but hitting the ball is physical. Speaking is a physical workout for your mouth and your brain at the same time. You're trying to build the house while you're already living in it.
And there's the perfectionist trap, too. When we listen, we don't worry about our own mistakes. But when we speak, we are so aware of our grammar. We start thinking, wait, is it I have been or I was? And by the time we decide, the person we're talking to has already moved on to a new topic.
I call that mental editing. You're trying to edit the book before you've even written the first draft. But Lily, if someone is stuck in this silent phase, what's the very first practical thing they should try?
For me, the game changer is shadowing. It sounds a bit strange at first, but it's so powerful. You basically listen to a native speaker and you repeat exactly what they say at the same time they are saying it.
Right, not waiting for them to finish, but flowing with them, like a shadow.
Exactly. You mimic their rhythm, their emotion, and how they connect words. If they say, I'm going to go to the store, you don't say, I am going to the store. You flow. It trains your mouth muscles to move at the speed of English.
It's like training for a marathon. But even if your muscles are ready, there's another habit that slows people down, and that's the internal translator.
Oh, the translator is the enemy of speed. I see students doing this all the time. They hear English, translate it to their native language, think of an answer, translate that back to English, and then speak. It's a 5-step process.
It's exhausting. The goal is to create a direct link. One thing I suggest is narrating your life. Just walk around your house like a character in a movie. I am picking up the keys. I am opening the door. The sun is bright today.
I love that. It sounds simple, but it forces your brain to connect the action directly to the English word without stopping at your native language first. Speaking of speed, Ethan, what do you think about fillers? You know, those little words like actually or well.
They're like a secret cheat code for sounding fluent. Most learners are terrified of silence. When they forget a word, they just stop. But native speakers don't stop. We use fillers to buy time.
Right. Instead of a long, you say, that's a really interesting point, actually. And while you're saying that phrase, your brain has an extra 2 seconds to find the word you actually need.
It keeps the music of the conversation going. It makes you feel more confident, and when you feel more confident, the words actually come to you faster.
That's so true. Confidence is half the battle. But there's also the way we learn vocabulary. I think most people learn English the hard way.
What do you mean by the hard way?
Learning long lists of single words, apple, run, beautiful. It's like trying to build a car by buying 5,000 tiny screws. It's much easier to buy the engine and the wheels already assembled.
Oh, you're talking about chunks.
Exactly. Don't just learn the word depend, learn the phrase it depends on. Don't just learn interested, learn I'm interested in. If you learn the whole phrase, your brain doesn't have to do the grammar work of putting the pieces together. You just drop the whole chunk into the sentence.
It makes everything so much smoother. But Lily, we have to talk about the elephant in the room. The reason most people stay silent even when they know the words, the fear of making a mistake.
It's the biggest barrier. We have this ego that wants to protect us from looking silly, but in language learning, your ego is actually your enemy. Have you ever said something totally wrong in another language?
All the time. I once tried to tell a friend I was embarrassed, but I used a word that sounded like pregnant in their language. It was a disaster. But you're still here. You survived.
I did, and actually, I never forgot that word again because of that mistake. If you aren't making mistakes, you're not pushing your boundaries. I tell people to collect mistakes like they are Pokemon. You need to catch them all to become a master.
That's a great mindset. Mistakes are just data. They're just your brain's way of saying, okay, let's try it a different way next time.
This has been such a cozy chat, Ethan. I really hope this helps our listeners feel a bit better about their journey. Your silent fluency isn't a failure. It's just the middle of the bridge. You just have to keep walking.
Well said. Start shadowing, stop translating, use your fillers, and most importantly, be kind to yourself.
We'll be reading those comments. Stay kogi, everyone.
And keep speaking. Bye.